House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer, meanwhile, discussing his investigation into the Biden family's Chinese business deals with me on Sunday Morning Futures yesterday. Here's what he told me. Breaking news.
We think there are as many as 11 more deals. We don't know what the Bidens did in return for this money. The lawyer said that it was seed capital for a business. We haven't been able to find a business, Maria. Right now, it looks like the Biden family just pocketed this money.
Well, the New York Post, Miranda Devine out with a new op-ed this morning. A potential Trump indictment is a sideshow gift to the Biden family. She writes, the Trump news allows the media to ignore the real scandal surrounding the Bidens. Joining me now is the woman herself, the New York Post columnist, Fox News contributor, Miranda Devine. And Miranda, you're spot on. That's exactly what I thought yesterday. Every time something happens that puts them in a corner where they have to explain, and now we've got the actual bank records, they start a hurricane somewhere else. And here it is with Trump. Your thoughts on this two standards of justice?
Hi, good morning, Maria. That's exactly right. I think that the Democrats just don't have a defence for Joe Biden. I mean, we have not heard one word to explain in over 2 years what was going on, why Joe Biden was meeting with Hunter's business partner, what was the meaning of all these millions of dollars that was flowing through to his son Hunter, his brother Jim, and now we find his daughter-in-law, who also happened to be Hunter's lover at one point, Hallie Biden. So as James Comer and the Oversight Committee continue to subpoena bank records and follow the money trail, you can see the White House and Joe Biden becoming increasingly unhinged, really. I mean, there was Joe Biden sort of door-stopped on the way back to Delaware on the weekend, and he looked incredibly flustered when there was one reporter, a foreign reporter actually, who dared to ask him a question about this. He's so used to not being asked questions, and the White House is so used to just fobbing off these sort of more and more evidence, increasing pieces of evidence that are coming out.
Yeah.
And now, just incontrovertible coming from the Oversight Committee, now they have subpoena power.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was all an act or if he was just confused. Here's that exchange you just referred to. Watch.
Any reaction to House GOP's new memo about your family dealing?
Family dealing.
Revealing that Hunter Biden's business associates sent over $1 million to 3 of your family members. Any reaction to that report?
That's not true.
Miranda, he says it's not true. Can it not be true? We've got the bank records. I mean, there was a $3 million. First, there was an email, which, of course, you detailed in the laptop. Great book, The Laptop from Hell. And there was an email with Hunter Biden telling his Chinese counterparts, we've done everything you've asked, and you haven't done anything for us. The next week, a $3 million check is sent to a Biden family associate, Robinson Walker. The next day, we know this from the dating on the dates on all of this. The next day, $1 million was distributed in small increments to Biden family members. You write in the op-ed that if progressive GA Alvin Bragg does in fact indict President Trump, it will cement his status as a, quote, MAGA martyr. You think this is connected?
Well, look, I'm not sure it's connected, but all that the Democrats have got to run on, and you saw that in the midterms, is to whip up this demonization campaign against Trump and MAGA, ultra-MAGA, semi-fascists. We all laughed at Joe Biden when he did that sort of blood-red, bizarre speech. But it sort of worked because it has cemented this idea among, half the country that there is something really evil and wrong and bad about Donald Trump. So they have to always give that base red meat. And so no matter how spurious, how completely unjust, how ridiculous these cases are. I mean, this Manhattan DA case about Stormy Daniels, a supposed assignation 17 years ago, it's so threadbare that no one has touched it, but it doesn't really matter to them because they want to give the Trump haters, they want to keep that hatred going up until 2024. And, I don't know whether they're so blinded by their hatred that they don't realise that they're actually assisting Trump and making him more popular, making his base more loyal to him, or whether it's some devious plan to ensure that Trump wins the Republican nomination to be president because they think that they can beat him even with Joe Biden.
Wow. Well, I mean, Twitter CEO Elon Musk agrees. He tweeted out that Trump will win a landslide in 2024 if this happens, if we see an indictment tomorrow. But, Miranda, I want to get your thoughts on this Biden bank records. You heard what James Comer told me, that there are 11 other deals. Your thoughts on what we know and where this investigation stands. Isn't it interesting that 7 years ago, Trump has this agreement with Stormy Daniels, and now we've got this indictment expected tomorrow. Meanwhile, Hunter Biden has been what? They're investigating him for 5 or 6 years. The FBI has had that laptop since 2019.
Well, that's what's so extraordinary, and I think, really what the FBI has done is so lax and so wrong. They really appear to have been covering, and, this Delaware investigation's been going on since 2018. What takes them so long? They just seem to be kicking the can down the road.
Yeah.
I think that James Comer is doing a terrific job just forensically bringing out particularly the money trail, but also planning to depose various of Hunter Biden's business partners. We know, from the laptop that there is tens of millions of dollars that have gone from China, Russia, Ukraine, you name it, to Biden family coffers.
Yeah.
And now he is able to put flesh on that bone. You can't argue with the bank record.
Michael, what are your thoughts in terms of the impact if Trump gets indicted tomorrow?
Well, I think on one hand, you are appealing to that base, particularly here in New York, that really are anti-Trump. But then across the nation, you're looking at this and you're saying, wait a minute, well, there's all these investigations, but frankly, beginning with Russiagate, nobody ever held accountable for all of that. Yeah. And now you do this, and look at the timetables. Cy Vance, the former Manhattan district attorney, declined to prosecute. Yeah. You have the feds take a look at this, declined to prosecute. Now you have this case coming out. And is it a misdemeanor? Is it a felony? These types of things, if you're going to go at